Thanks for clicking on to the Friday edition of Vogan's European Outlook. It is hard to believe that we've reached the end of another working week once again, and we're fast approaching the month of August as well. So, live stream at 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. I did originally say that we would be back to the normal Sunday 4 p.m. slot, but no, it is still Saturday evening this upcoming weekend. And the Tropical Outlook will be released on Sunday afternoon as per the past 3 weeks or so. So, some very interesting things to speak about. I wanted to first and foremost point this out. This is a tweet here by Nahel, a weather station of which I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, in Norway on the edge of the Arctic Circle has now seen a temperature hit 30 Celsius or more for the last 12 consecutive days. That is rather impressive stuff, in my opinion. So this weather station along the Arctic Circle of Norway recording a temperature in excess of 30 Celsius for the last 12 straight days. So while the northern UK heat was impressive by all stretch, we did see record-breaking temperatures, all-time records for 5 stations north of the Central Belt. The heat that started off in the UK, then moved northwards up into Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, and really it's just not shifted anywhere. It's been stuck over the north of Europe and generated some remarkable temperatures, mid-30s, and like I say, 12 straight days of 30 plus is pretty impressive stuff. And we've also got obviously water temperatures up into that region in excess of 20 Celsius all the way to the just south of the Arctic Circle. We're seeing temperatures SSTs of 22 Celsius. Average I think is about 14 Celsius. It started off the month at 14 Celsius and warmed to 22 Celsius currently. So really over the last 2.5-3 weeks, we've seen an incredible warming within the northern portions of, I believe that's the Gulf of Bothnia. I'm pretty sure that is that region in the northern side of the Baltic Sea. And obviously we've got incredibly warm sea surface temperatures compared to average surrounding the UK, but especially up towards the surrounding the Scandinavian peninsula, west out over the North Atlantic along the Norwegian coast, but also hugging the Finnish and Swedish coast within the Baltic Sea as well. Some pretty impressive warmth. Now we do have some heat to speak about again across southern UK. Fresher across the northwest, cloud, breeze, showery outbreaks of rain as well. Westerly flow, we've got a system actually moving across the UK, the northern side of the UK. Ahead of that system, we are seeing sunshine, temperatures responding very nicely. Indeed, looks as if we've probably got a 27, possibly a 28 somewhere within the South Midlands, into South Central England, even into East Anglia. We're talking about 26, 27 Celsius. So, we're talking about that warmth again. And I believe, according to the Met Office, as of the 15th of July, only 1976 and 2018 through the midpoint of summer has seen more 30 plus days in the UK to this year. So this would be the third most 30 plus days as of the 15th of July this summer. So it has been warm. Check out the video yesterday. I did obviously discuss in depth. It was a near 30-minute discussion talking about the summer so far versus the upcoming month of August. And speaking of the month of August, this is how the upper heights according to the ECMWF weeklies look like. Upcoming 7 days, this is as of Monday the 20th through the 4th of August. We've got this high pressure generally centred to the west of the UK and Ireland, but extending in over the UK and Ireland up into Scandinavia. We've got a trough that is currently over France, over the central region of Europe. That will shift slightly eastwards. In fact, there's the temperature anomalies over the last 7 days, according to the CDAS, and you can see here incredible warmth across Scandinavia. Even across the northern UK, we've been warmer than average here. Ireland, Northern Ireland as well. But down across Iberia, much of the Iberian Peninsula and France has been below average, as you can see here. Then up into the Low Countries, much of Germany, Poland, into the Baltic region, the Balkan region, should I say, sorry, Baltics as well, but the Balkan region into Greece, Turkey, north side of the Black Sea as well, warmer than average. This is obviously the last 7 days. Wanted to also show you the precipitation over the last 7 days in terms of, yeah, it's been wetter than average, as can be seen here. No surprise there, really. And then if we look at the ECMWF for the next 7 days, drier than average. So it's, we've got this high centered generally to the west, systems riding over the top of that and over the UK and Ireland here. And if we play through into the following week, we still have a drier than average signal. I know this is maybe a little bit hard to see, but we've got a wetter than average signal, Iberia, France, neutral over Central Europe here. But generally drier than average, and therefore warmer than average. Upcoming 7 days, into the following 7 days, we've got this warmer than average signal, and you know my ideas now really for the month of August in terms of the ridge perhaps rebuilding back into place, trough further north. But the next 7 days here, you can see a firmly refreshing signal for areas that have been subject to a lot of heat this summer across central and southern areas of Europe here. This is going to be a bit of a relief here, but generally pretty much all of the UK and Ireland is looking warmer than average, and then, like I said, the following week warmer than average into the following week still. So this is all the way out to Monday the 18th of August, still showing warmer than average according to the ECMWF model. Looking at the upper heights then into week 2, week 3, can see here generally that similar signal to what we've seen so far this summer. So let me just see here. I want to show you the current temperatures across Europe overall, and you can see here that maybe slightly a notch down over Scandinavia. We're still talking about 30 Celsius over southeastern portions of Norway, central Sweden. If anything, it remains hot here completely. You know, for the persistency of this warmth, it's been pretty outstanding. Fresher across central areas of Europe here, but we do have that warmth trying to extend as we've got this trough over Central Europe. We've got these heights and southwesterly winds trying to build the heat around the back end of that trough from southern Spain up into the south of the UK here. Again, exceptionally warm temperatures down across Greece and Turkey. Talking about mid-40s here. Looking at the latest visible satellite imagery, then you've got that frontal boundary moving eastwards. We're going to see another warm day, upper 20s again across the south of the UK tomorrow, but the fresher conditions moving in on the backside of this frontal system. If we zoom into the UK, you can see here that frontal zone moving eastwards, lots of cloud cover, a little bit of increased breeze out of the west-southwest. There's the sunshine. We've got a little bit of high-level cloud showing up here over south central up into East Anglia, into the southeast of the UK, but we've got this swathe of clear skies, plenty of sunshine, anywhere from Devon, Cornwall, Somerset, up into southeast Wales, East Wales, West and Central Midlands region here. Zooming back out, and you can see here that we've got some thunderstorms over the Scandinavian peninsula here, so some convection blowing up here associated with the frontal system. Got some cloud cover moving into the western side of Norway here. That is what's dampening the heat somewhat. But further east, where you've got the sunshine, you've got the heat to speak about. And then we've also got this boundary that is blowing up convection. And you can see here quite nicely on the lightning detection here, some pretty lively thunderstorms actually, anywhere from northeastern Iberia up through eastern France, central Europe, up into generally a line here of convection here, extending all the way up into the Arctic region here of Scandinavia. And that's been another ongoing feature. As well as the persistent heat, we've also seen thunderstorms up across the north of Norway, Sweden and Finland, an unusual area for thunderstorm activity at the best of times. Looking at the ECMWF, through the upcoming weekend, we've got generally a slack westerly flow with the centre of the high back over the Azores again, area of low pressure up over Iceland, associated frontal systems moving across the top of the UK. Generally sunnier and warmer further south you go over the UK. We've got some disturbed weather across central areas of Europe. Play through the rest of today. There's that little feature that's activating the showers and thunderstorms, and kind of generally in a line anywhere from northeast Iberia all the way up into Arctic Scandinavia here. And we've got slightly fresher air. If we look at the 850s here, you can see the slightly fresher Atlantic air moving eastwards, associated with that boundary. And then obviously that's activating the thunderstorms, some localized flash flooding, gusty winds, large hail, etc., etc. There's plenty of warmth across parts of Iberia, but generally central and eastern portions of Europe, that's where your focus of heat is going to be. Back to the overview of the ECM, you can see here as we progress through the course of Saturday, we've got some fresher air moving across the top of the UK and Ireland, generating some showers and localized thunderstorms. But generally, it's a fairly quiet picture overall. As we move into the day on Sunday, we've got another feature moving along that flow, albeit a fairly slack affair. Plenty of convection then starting to activate as that fresher air moves into Central Europe, bumps into the more humid and hotter air, generating some very lively thunderstorms here over quite a broad area of Europe here, as can be seen anywhere from northern France, Low Countries, eastern France, right the way across the Alps, north and south of the Alps, into the eastern side of Europe here. We've got quite a large area of convection, and I would imagine Cape values are a little bit elevated due to the colder air moving over the top of warmer, more humid air across the continent. Again, like I say, not an awful lot of precipitation over the next few days, and then as we play into the early portions of next week, we've got the next feature running over the top of the high. So again, this general emphasis being high pressure down towards the Azores, systems running over the top into Europe, plenty of heat and humidity to activate some lively showers and storms. Let's skip on then quickly. You can see the fresher air moving in around the top of that high, in over the UK and Ireland and in the central areas of Europe here. Play through this loop, and you can see here that generally the UK is protected by any significant warmth through the final week of July. And then there's a little bit of a question mark over some cut-off features developing and probably some heat running over the top of those cut-off lows. So we'll watch this space, and then as you can see here towards Friday the 8th of August, long way out, high pressure and warmer conditions. I have made mention of the fact that I think heatwave conditions will return in the month of August. So that's it for today. Hope you can join me tomorrow 7 p.m. for the live stream, Tropical Outlook on Sunday. Have a great weekend, and like, share and subscribe. Bye-bye.